Hello, my name is Kern, and I have a new Risen Reef Draw to Win deck. This might look familiar to you. I posted a list about a year ago when M20 came out that was in Sultai colors. This list is very different. I've been crafting it, and I've also been theory crafting around what makes a good Draw to Win deck. If you're interested in that, there's going to be a link to the description down below where I talk about Draw to Win as potentially a totally distinct archetype from the other archetypes. Like this deck, you might say it's combo, and I wouldn't be offended if you said that at all. But there is some value in thinking about it as Draw to Win. So yeah, I've learned a lot, and I'm applying this theory now, and oh my god, it makes a huge difference. So I'm super pumped to show you what this list does. So first of all, what are we trying to do? Risen Reef is an enormous card because sometimes it can act as card advantage, tempo, and progress towards your win condition, if your win condition is to mill yourself out. So what we're going to do is play a lot of Risen Reefs, copy it a bunch, and then play other elementals to get Risen Reef triggers, and then when our library is low enough, we win the game by playing a Thassa's Oracle. That's basically what we're trying to do. But there's a lot of micro synergy in this deck. I would be here forever if I described to you every play and all the craziness that's happening and went into why each card is valuable and why it's in the deck. Maybe if you're interested in that, let me know and I'll post like a 20-minute video about this because I could go on. Instead, I'm just going to go over some of the non-obvious synergy and maybe non-obvious reasons that some of these cards are in the deck. A very basic thing we're trying to do is fog out the game, so we have 4 Pause for Reflection. We can play this for free, which is quite important in our deck because we like to tap out. Heroic Intervention also is a form of preventing our opponents from going face. It allows us to chump block with our Reefs without losing them by giving them indestructible, but it also protects us from board wipes and spot removal, so that's quite key. Unsubstantiate and Unsummon can be used to protect our Reefs when we first play them. It can also be used to bounce an elemental back to our hand to get its ETB trigger again, and it can be used to control out our opponent's tempo, which actually is one of the primary uses for these cards, especially obviously Unsubstantiate, which can basically not really counterspell, but the tempo version of counterspell some non-creature spell our opponent is playing. Pause for Reflection has additional synergy here that's not very obvious with Thunderkin Awakener. One of the downsides of playing Thunderkin Awakener is that our opponent can block it and kill it. So if we want to prevent that from happening, we can play Pause for Reflection to prevent combat damage. Thunderkin Awakener is here as a way to get back our Reefs and get additional triggers. So as a 2-mana elemental spell that gets a Reef trigger, it's already kind of okay. Then if we attack with it the same turn, it has haste, say it returns a Runaway Steamkin, now we've essentially gotten 2 Reef triggers off of only spending 2 mana. Even greater value if it ends up sticking on the board for longer than that. But it can also return a Risen Reef back from the yard that was spot removed. One of the downsides of Awakener is that that creature will be sacrificed at the beginning of our next end step, but we can get around that by bouncing our own Reef back to our hand or by duplicating it to keep it around at the end step. So yeah, pretty wild. Runaway Steamkin. Why is this in the deck? This seems stupid, right? We only run 8 red spells in total. This is a 3-mana deck. What's happening here? Well, it's a cheap enough elemental trigger that we're fine just playing it for that reason. 2 mana to get a Reef trigger. We're often very happy with that as our play, if that's all the value we get out of it. We also really like it for a huge reason that is non-obvious, which is that it eats spot removal. People are terrified of this card, and for good reason, and even in our deck, they should be terrified of it. So as a turn 2 play, we really like it because sometimes it eats, say, a shock that would otherwise hit our Risen Reef, clearing the way for us to play this turn 3 more safely. But there is a micro combo in here as well. So Omnath can put counters on things whenever a land enters the field, and we're going to be putting a lot of lands to the field on our turn with Risen Reef, like more than 1. So then all those counters go on Steamkin. We can then pull that mana off to play more spells, to then allow us to get more lands onto the field, to then get more triggers onto Steamkin. Now, we don't have a lot of red spells to use that mana with, but we're happy sometimes with just paying, using part of that mana for like a, not a colorless mana cost, like Quasi-Duplicate, or holding it up on our opponent's turn to help pay for Heroic Intervention, just because we like to tap out all of our mana on our turn. But here's another non-obvious micro combo and synergy. If we pull the mana off of Steamkin, let's say we use one of it to play Unsubstantiate, we can now bounce that Steamkin back to our hand basically for the cost of only 1 blue, and then replay it using the floating red mana. That gives us additional free Reef triggers, which is enormous, and it's one of the great micro combos of the deck. Neoform is the deck as a way to help us find our original Reef, or as a way to come back after a reef has been destroyed, or just as a way to keep going off. We have a lot of 2 CMC cards, so we get some value out of that. And Thassa's Oracle, we're happy to play it early game to help fix our hand, to help find our Reef Orb, some kind of value. If we do play her early game as a 2-mana creature, that's wonderful, then we can play Neoform. So you actually do often want to play a turn 2 Thassa's Oracle if you can. In our land base, you might notice that we're running 26 lands, even though our curve is wildly low, 2.3, and we're often actually playing Omnath for 2 mana with Neoform. So really, we don't even have any true, 4 CMC or above plays. So what's up with that? Well, we really like to take advantage of that ramp with our Risen Reef, and hitting those land drops so that we can get more triggers off of Omnath is also quite nice as well. On turn 3, if we play Risen Reef, which not often, we don't often want to play it on turn 3, but if we do, and it gives us ramp, we're more okay with the fact that it was removed. If all it does is draw us a card, that's not quite as good. It is nice that it replaced itself with a different card, but Risen Reef is so valuable that we'd rather get the ramp. So that's a reason that we play so many lands. We don't actually need to have our turn 3 plays on turn 3. Well, our 3 mana plays, because these aren't necessarily turn 3 plays. Risen Reef is often better to do turn 4 or 5 so that we can hold up some form of protection for it. And the same with Quasi-Duplicate. You don't really want to play this turn 3 because you don't have a target for it. So that's kind of interesting about the deck, but that does allow us to instead play more tapped lands. So you'll see a lot of scry lands in the deck. That's because a lot of our lands will be coming into the play tapped when they're entering the field off of Risen Reef, so might as well get some extra value out of it and add some additional card selection. You might also notice that there's some Fabled Passages in here as well. Even though we don't run enough basics to support 4 Fabled Passages, that's because it combos off nicely with Omnath and does help us color fix quite a bit. But yeah, if you wanted to play a more budget-friendly version of the deck, one simple thing you can do is replace some of these dual lands with Guild Gates, and then play Guild Summit. So that's an additional form of card draw. It gives you a lot of additional draw triggers when lands enter the field. And yeah, it's just an interesting way that you can still have card draw as a theme and survive even when your Reef gets removed. This version of the deck is a little bit better, but it is a little less budget friendly, so you might consider that. Let's hop into the games and see how this does in the ranked ladder, shall we? Pretty good opening hand. We might get them to... We might be able to get them to spend their spot removal on Steamkin if they have any. Let's start with Temple of Abandon. I don't really want that 4th land. It would have allowed me to play Steamkin into Risen Reef. So now I have the tough choice. Yeah, I think I've got to play Shock for Steamkin. This could also allow me to Neoform out a Risen Reef next turn. Yeah, I think that's probably the play. If it survives, then we Quasi-Duplicate. Okay, so this is Gruul something, obviously. Nice. Ramp and Scry, I love it. Another Reef. Okay, well, I'm going to waste one of my Scries, basically, because I want to keep that on top. But getting a 3rd Reef plus Quasi-Duplicate in hand, I probably should be looking for something else now. It's just so hard to deny a Reef this early in the game. This is probably going to get removed. I'm okay with that, though. We've got other things happening now. They can't remove all 3 of our Reefs. Well, they could, but it's not likely, I think, that they're going to be able to do that. Shifting Ceratops. Okay. So luckily, we can still fog this out, and we can, chump it, I guess, but then it gets trampled. Yeah, we're going to have to be relying heavily on fog. I'm going to do this in order to be able to retain the other Reefs in my hand as backups. And if we can ramp it all here, then next turn we can play 2 Reefs and just really go crazy. Boom. Is there a 2-mana play I want to do here? No, then I will take the action. Because I could have put that in hand to play it as an untapped land. Do I want to land on top? That gives me 7 lands. I think I do, actually. So now I can Reef, and maybe hold up an Unsummon or... oh my god. Or a... What else would I hold up with 1 mana? What am I thinking of? Other stuff. I don't know. Okay, haste. Can I just take 10 this turn? Yeah. Let's just take 10. Because we're going to go crazy now. How many blue sources do we have? 4 blue sources, 3 green. Okay, I think this wants to be a green source. Do I want to hold a Reef in hand? Yes, but then what do I drop? Let's play this Reef first. Maybe I can draw something else I'm willing to discard. Okay. Looks good. I just wanted to double check the auto tapper there. Okay, good. I can just play that duplicate from hand. Okay, there's unsubstantiate. Ooh, heroic intervention. Do I want to hold that up? I mean, we're going to be pausing next turn. They could have stomp, though. If they have stomp, they can still give these trample. And then I'm stead still, right? So the thing about stomp is that it means that pause for reflection doesn't do anything. So I can heroic intervention, I could unsubstantiate the stomp actually, but they could replay it, but then they couldn't pump both their shifting ceratopses. So I think I actually passed the turn right now. I'm just going to play cautiously because our life total is so low. Once we can get more healers of the Glade down, then I can afford to tap out more. And or if we spend these cards. Wow, okay. Okay, well now they don't have stomp mana. They also don't have trample mana. So I could play the heroic intervention here just to hold up my pause reflection for later. If I think that that's worthwhile. I mean, yeah, I can play the pause later for free, so just to be mana efficient. Yeah, haste, haste, haste. Okay. Oh god, okay, why can't I block it? Oh, protection from blue. God, okay, right. Heroic intervention has like no value here. Alright. Do I want to bounce anything? No. Could have bounced their Paradise Druid, but I don't. I think I'd rather hold up and substantiate for a stomp. So now we need another pause. I wasn't thinking about the fact this has protection from blue, so I can't chump with my Reefs. I need to chump with a healer. Alright, we need to get deep. Yep, I can go on the field. Oh god. Too much land. This is a problem. I could pull out an Onath. That's still blue, though. I can't chump. These have 3 CMC, so that can't pull out a healer. If only had 0 CMC. I could quasi-duplicate. I mean, that draws me the most cards, and I don't really have any other option. I can play Risen Reef, but it's the same thing, really. I think Heroic Intervention is not going to do it, though. I mean, I could draw into a Healer of the Glade. That would gain me 3 life and allow me to chump by holding... And then I could hold up Heroic Intervention. Now they would still stomp past me. Okay, I think I should drop Heroic Intervention. I think that's my worst card in my hand. Arguably, I should have maybe dropped Unsummon, since we also have Unsubstantiate. What I need, actually, is another Healer of the Glade right now. Oh, thank God, a pause. Okay. Oh, I should have held up. I should have held up a mana for Unsubstantiate. So now we're in danger of getting stomped. I kind of want to find another healer, just for safety's sake. Okay, well, we've ramped really well, but no guarantee that's going to get us out of this mess. Alright, well, let's get blue. In case we need that unsummon. That was our last basic in the deck. Discard 2. What am I discarding? Have I already discarded a Thassa's Oracle? Let's discard a Quasi-Duplicate, because that's easy. And a Neoform? Yeah, Neoform. If we survive this turn, we win the game next turn, almost certainly. That gives us a cheap Reef trigger, and also its life gain. And they just spent all their mana. So our pause for reflection is good enough to allow us to survive this turn. Fog! Is my opponent going to forfeit now? Are they frustrated to death yet? They may not even have Stomp. Okay, let's play Omnath to get the additional card draw here. Second Thassa, Risen Reef. Sure, I'll pump this guy up. Steamkin, okay. Or Thunderkin Awakener, rather, not Steamkin. Pumping him up could be good. It makes him a viable chumper against Shifting Ceratops. Steamkin, perfect. Yeah, I think we've already won this turn anyway. I don't think I need to think this carefully about it. Famous last words. Alright, so we got 10 cards left in library. Thassa's Oracle is currently at 6, so let's play a Healer of the Glade first. And then we win. We also have Unsubstantiate to hold up, so in case they try to mess with our combo here, then we're going to be fine. Oops, maybe I shouldn't have played that to the field, because I don't want to prematurely draw down. And Thassa's Oracle. It becomes hard. Playing Draw to Win, it becomes hard to actually click the correct card you want in your hand. But there we go. Oh my god. Does not matter. Shifting Ceratops against our mostly blue deck, who cares? We're playing Draw to Win. We have ways to get around your slippery big threats. Nice frickin' try. Rilo, a Johnny avatar. If this isn't a Johnny deck, it can be hilarious to stomp a Johnny with this deck. Because they build these huge threats and then it doesn't even matter. Okay, Neoform on an Oracle or something. Probably Oracle would be the best target. Can get us a Reef, so this actually guarantees us a Reef turn 3 if we want it. If we want it, I say. And then we have the Thunderkin Awakener to return it, plus the Unsummon, so we can do Thunderkin Awakener Unsummon trick if they, like, spot removal it, which means that I also don't mind actually doing this turn 3, this Neoform turn 3. So yeah, Thunderkin Awakener would attack, return the Reef they removed back to the field as long as it didn't get exiled. We need blue. And then I could unsummon it back to my hand. White. Oh, is it going to be a Johnny? Healer's Hawk. Love it. Live it, laugh it, love it. If I take a Fabled Passage... Wait a minute. I think I'm going to take Quasi-Duplicate. I was thinking about having an untapped land there, but I realized I have this untapped land. So, if we wanted to, like, Neoform and hold up Unsummon, we can still do that right now. Which I think we will. Next turn we have Quasi-Duplicate on the Reef. Please ramp me. Please, please, please. Dang it. Second Reef, though. I'm not too mad. Now do they play a Johnny? Interesting. Heroic Intervention. Unsummon's better against this style deck because they're not going to have board wipes. Let's see. If I just Quasi-Duplicate, they could, like, combat trick me out, remove the Reef while this is on this stack. But I keep the Duplicate and I have a second Reef in hand. So maybe I don't actually care if they do that. Let's scry first. Okay, I'm going to keep that on top so we get that ramp. We need some ramp going on. Okay, I didn't have anything to worry about. And I don't want another Unsummon. Give me... Perfect. A land. That's what we want. That's what we would like. Okay. We're way ahead now. I mean, not to mention that our opponent has lost some land drops here. Got another Unsummon anyway. Let's pull out a blue. Let's see, we have 3 blue sources, 3 green. Yeah, I think a blue is what we want here. Especially because we're going to Quasi-Duplicate right now. Drop the Unsummon. Have we played a land per turn? I actually don't remember. I'm not keeping very good track. I'll just put it on the field. Who cares? I could hold up Heroic Intervention. I'd rather save Thunderkin Awakener until it actually does something. And I could play another Reef here just to go off further and get deeper. But I don't actually think it's necessary right now. So I'm just going to pass turn. It could help ramp us, like maybe 2 or 3 more mana, which could be significant next turn. It's fine. If they want to hit us with Daxos, we'll let them. We're not feeling hugely threatened by the board state right now. Save Heroic Intervention. Okay. So I think actually we can get rid of Thunderkin Awakener here to a Neoform, or we can Neoform this into an Omnath. Does it matter the ordering here if I do that? No. Okay. Ah, shit, I should have allowed myself to kill Daxos. Oh well. We're gonna hit their Healer's Hawk. Unsubstantiate. Oh, we didn't hit any lands. Wow. Okay, so now we play the Reef. Lands, please. Cheap triggers, fine. Okay, we have 2 blue, 2 green. I'm gonna get a, well, I don't have a choice. Gonna get another green, I guess. Alright. Might be able to play this Awakener here. I don't think I've done a land per turn, so I'm actually gonna keep that in hand. I need to keep better track of that. I'm just not feeling hugely threatened right now. Quasi-duplicate's nice for next turn. Okay, good. 27. We don't have an extra blue source, so we can't actually win this turn if we were to draw ourselves down enough, but I don't actually think we're going to get there anyway. We would need more free spells to play, some more red spells, which I don't think is going to happen. I don't know why I kept that on top. Let's see, 22 cards left. I could just get myself the rest of the way there. Not doing anything else with that mana. Might as well. Alright, 18 cards. Okay, so we win from here. And I'm just going to pass turn. So discard 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We don't need 2 Reefs. 8. Banishing Light. What are you going to hit? Or should I just deny it? Let's just deny it. This might make my opponent forfeit. I don't know what they would have hit, but probably a Reef. I'm not sure. A Nomnath? I don't know. Doesn't matter. We're just going to deny it. Alright, so let's duplicate some Reefs. Not going to need a Heroic Intervention anymore. Unless something goes terribly wrong here. So just to show you this combo here, I'll show you what's up with this Steamkin. Put a counter on Thunderkin Awakener. So I can pull the mana off Steamkin, then I can unsubstantiate Steamkin if I need to. Like in this case, I don't actually need to do this, but if I needed to get that additional, basically free play. So now I've just done a 1 mana elemental trigger, and I utilized the mana on the Steamkin, which otherwise might not have been utilized. In this case, we had other red plays that we could have done, but yeah, just to demonstrate. To be careful about putting lands on the field now. And now we play an Oracle, which, yeah, we'll win this game. Boom. Good game. Well, I was kind of hoping to see a giant Ajani that was like, it's my favorite when it's like a 25-25 Ajani and it literally doesn't mean anything. But also we have lots of ways to deal with it. Bounce is, you know, is just brutal against an Ajani. Fog is hilarious. That's my favorite. Maximus Death. Oh god, no blue at all. Yeah, we can't keep that. What the hell? We're going down to 5. Okay, well this actually maybe could work. We have to drop an unsummon and a pause though. for this to have any viability as a hand. We could maybe keep Unsummon over Quasi-Duplicate, but that's a little risky. I mean, this hand is already very risky, but that's what happens when you go down to 5. Okay, that's a third land. We can't say no to that. I mean, we could, but we wouldn't be very smart to do that. Okay, maybe this is enchantments. That might give us some time to set up with our combo here. We're shock in so that we can turn 3 Reef here. Maybe we can cause a duplicate it before they can put down a creature and have removal. Oh, okay. Oh, there's Paradise Druid. Okay, so yeah, maybe it is enchantments. Oh, thank God. Replacement Reef is huge. Yep, cheap trigger. Okay, now we have to go out faster than them. Which, they have their Sentinel Eyes, so... They have all the glitters. Nope, but Staggering Insight is a pretty big deal. I wish I could block this, but we cannot afford to do that. See a Healer of the Glade, that'd be great. Give me a healer. That's not a healer. Give me a healer. Dang it. I just wanted a 1-mana chumper. But you know what? I can't complain too much because that's ramp. So, assuming we can survive next turn, I think we'll be okay. We'll have Steamkin to chump. I want to keep this Reef if I can, though. But they could get big enough that we need to do something about it. They could also just get flying. Like, all the glitters in a card that has flying. I don't think we're quite dead yet, but it'd be close. They'd give them 4 more. There's a test and training. Okay, so they got trample now. So we can't just chump them. We need to find our pauses for reflection at this point. I need more blue here. Okay. Vigilance, lifelink, look at all this. Okay, we don't block. This doesn't do anything anyway to block. Alright, we need to find some stuff, like right now. A pause for reflection would be wonderful, and we have a lot of card draw to try to get there. Yeah, I'm going to play the Reef from hand. I'm thinking of maybe playing this Steamkin too. Like, it gives me more options to do this first, because I could get a Healer of the Glade, which would be huge right now, actually. Have I landed per turn? I don't think I have. I gotta pay more attention. Yeah, I think I'm gonna Steamkin, just because it gives me more opportunities to continue to do card draw. Like, this draws me an additional card overall than just playing a Steamkin if I duplicate a Risen Reef. But then I have less opportunity to play something relevant, like, say, an Unsubstantiate to bounce their enchantment that gives them flying or something like that. Which, not that that would really make a huge difference if I removed their flying. Oh, come on! Oh, come on! We got robbed, y'all. That might allow us to get a lot deeper next turn if we survive that long. So yeah, I think it's actually worth it for me to keep that on top for next turn. So now we have to, like, probably block with everything. If they have all the glitters, then we're just dead, right? So they just need to get through with 2, 3, 4, 5. We essentially have 13 life. So if they can get 13 or more power, then we can't even do anything about it. 39 cards left in the deck, and we couldn't find, like, any Unsubstantiate or pause or anything. Oh, please just attack with what you have. Uh-oh, tapping more mana. Adventurous Impulse. Okay, good. I think. Okay, just a land. I wonder what they were looking for. They might not attack, because if we block with everything, then it dies. I think they know that we can't do that, though. I mean, they could have a pump. They don't normally have pumps, though. Do I take the risk? I just gotta block with just the Steamkin. Okay. I could have kept it around, you know, just to go down to 1, but I don't know. I feared a pump or something, so. I don't know what pump would only pump them for. That amount, though. Okay, let's play Omnath first, I think. Yeah, let's do it first. We're not dead yet. We just need to find one pause, and we can probably go off from there. Yes! Oh my god. And Heroic Intervention. Oh my goodness. Alright. Have I played a Thassa's Oracle already? I have not. So I can ditch that if I need to. I like having the option. Yeah, I like having the option of keeping that Heroic Intervention. And then, like, just chump with a bunch of creatures. Oh, yes. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Alright. We're not going to win this turn, but we have definitely stabilized. I don't think we've played a land per turn. I can't remember. I'm just going to keep an untapped land in hand if I can find one. We don't need another quasi-duplicate. Okay, another pause. Let's keep that in hand. Perfect. I'm not sure what mana we need yet, but we can put another counter on that by pulling it off. Let's go with Hero of the Glade. I'm going to keep up double blue just in case I can win this turn. It's possible. It's not very likely, but it's possible we could win this turn. From 0 to hero. Hercules. Alright, got more red spells. This is looking really good for us. Oh, yeah. Put those counters on. Yeah, I think we actually win this turn. I think we win this turn. What? Okay, we just need to find one more land here. Even the Hero of the Glade just might do it. Oh, you know what? I gotta make sure I can pull out a basic. That's kind of important. I have one force left in the deck. Okay. Sure, I'll keep that on top. Why not? Because I'm going to shuffle the library anyway. Oh, wait, well, I draw it, so. And now I do this. I pull out a green, which is what we want anyway, so we can play Hero of the Glade and still play either Neoform or Thassa's Oracle. Which we don't have either in our hand. We have one Neoform left in the deck and one Thassa's Oracle. 11 cards left. Let's get there, shall we? I can't believe we're going to win this turn. Out of nowhere. Oh, yeah. So we see this Steamkin trick really just doing a lot of work here. I don't know why I kept that on top. I should have buried it. There's the Oracle. Okay, so we win from here. They could have a counter spell. Do we have an unsubstantiated hand? Yeah. Oh, but we don't have blue mana for it. We can't play it and hold up unsubstantiate, unfortunately. If they counterspell it, we're just dead, but I don't think they have a counterspell, so. I could wait. That would be the wise thing to do, is not play this spell and play it next turn. Because we have Pause for Reflection. We have 2 of them even, so even if they had a counterspell, we'd be fine. But yeah, we're good. Like I thought, I don't think that enchantments typically plays counter magic. Good game. Oh my goodness, guys. From 0 to hero. And that is the deck. I think this could take many forms. This is just the one that I'm really enjoying playing with now. Like I said, I have like maybe 5 or 6 different versions of this that I experiment with and play with that sometimes are actually quite different. But yeah, this is the one I really like. I really like that it has lots of synergies, lots of ways to interact with your opponent, to play a tempo game if you need to do that. Sometimes that can be really relevant early game or just to allow you to continue to survive. I was able to show off a few of those micro synergies there. I don't know how many of those games are going to make it into the final video, but yeah, there's like lots of crazy synergy and micro combos that I think are really interesting. Yeah, and I'm glad that we got to show some of that off. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any feedback other videos that you'd like to see, other takes on decks, or even feedback about this deck. I'm probably going to continue playing it. Once it rotates out, I'll play it in Historic. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next deck. Fog!